What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Against the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. Today is Friday, January 19th. There are seven NBA games to go over. This will be a real quick video. I have to get ready for work a little bit, but I wanted to get it out, talk about it a little bit. I won't have a lot of basketball bets today. And I will go over a couple football games as well. Just my initial thoughts. I'll also do a show tomorrow for the two games if the lines move and tell you what my final thoughts are. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Yesterday we only bet two games. That was the hold on one second. That was the Jazz plus 3.5. And the Pacers plus 7.5. So the Pacers came through for us. They won against the Kings by, I want to say 5. I think it's 126 to 121. So over barely hit of 246. They covered their point spread. Plus 7. They were underdogs. I think Siakam might play tonight. He's questionable on the report right now, but I think they just, waiting for him to get acclimated to the system. The other game was the Jazz and the Thunder. Thunder beat the Jazz. And I should have guessed that would happen. Jazz were on a streak, 6 in a row. That's a situation where they were bound to lose one sometime, so I know a lot of streaks last longer than that, but this is the Jazz, so we got to count on them to revert to the norm at some point. But I think they're still going to be a good team going forward, covering the spread. They seem to have gotten in a groove, so I wouldn't count them out too much for the rest of the season. Today's card, though, we have first up the 76ers and the Magic. Magic are 5-point underdogs at home now, up from 4.5 last night. I'm going to go with the Sixers. Sixers are the much better team at home. Pull up the numbers here. Magic are 3-7 straight up in their last 10. Sixers are 6-4 and 6-4 ATS. 10-7 on the road. So where the Magic do better is at home, but Franz Wagner's still out, and he's going to be out until the end of January. So until he comes back, he's not going to be able, or they're not going to be able to deal with teams with a person like Embiid down low. So we're going to go Sixers. Hornets Spurs. Hornets 4-point favorites. There's no Wembanyama tonight, so we're going to go Hornets minus the 4. Nuggets Celtics. Celtics are 4.5-point favorites at home. Celtics are still undefeated at home this year. They're 20-0. This number was at 4.5 last night. It's been bet up to 6.5. I'd almost be willing to take a shot with the Nuggets on the road at 6.5. Let me just look at a couple. So they're 11-10 on the road. And like we just said, Boston is 20-0 at home. The last couple road games for the Nuggets. So lost there. They beat the Warriors. So they have a couple losses against decent teams on the road. Most of the wins are at home in their last 10, and they are on the first game of a little road trip here. I'd still almost lean their way at 6.5 points. It's the beginning of the road trip. They just had a day off. They know they got to start a little strong. I would try to lean their way first here and maybe fade them towards the end of the road trip. So I'm going to lean Nuggets plus the 6.5. Hawks versus the Heat. Heat are at home, minus 5.5. Point favorites. Hawks, Trae Young's on the injury report with an illness. I don't know. I might skip this game. He just came off a loss to Toronto, and they just traveled back home from Canada. I think I'll stay out this game. I would probably lean Heat. Everybody's in except for Hawkes. But with the travel spot, I'm going to leave this one alone. Suns versus Pelicans. I'm going to lean to the Suns. 3-game win streak. They were underdogs in some of those. Or actually, they were favorites versus the Kings, and they came all the way back to win but not cover the spread. So maybe they're starting to figure things out. And with the Pelicans being favorites, I think I'd rather the points in this situation, seeing what happened the other day. In their last 10 games, straight up, they're 7-3. We're asking them not to lose by 2. I would say Pelicans also 7-3, but 7-3 against the spread as well at that same time period, while the Suns are 3-7. I'm not going to bet this game, but I would lean Suns. I could see the Pelicans winning. That's why I'm not going to bet it. It can really go either way in my head. Pacers, Blazers. Blazers are 5-point underdogs at home to the Pacers, who are the only team on a back-to-back tonight. I would still lean Pacers. DeAndre Ayton is questionable. He's been stuck at his house because of ice. Nobody can get to his house to get him to the stadium. So, especially if he doesn't play tonight, I would lean Pacers to cover the 5, even on a back-to-back. But I think I'll stay off this one too. And Nets, Lakers, can only really look to the Lakers. Nets have been not so good. 1-9 straight up in their last 10. 1-8-1 against the spread in their last 10. So they haven't been beating anybody. They did surprisingly get one on Oklahoma City at the beginning of the month, but they've lost every other game. So now they're 7-point underdogs to the Lakers at home. Lakers coming off a win against Dallas and win against OKC. So they may have figured some stuff out. I'm going to lean Lakers in this spot, and that's going to be the NFL. NBA, NFL thoughts. Texans, Ravens on Saturday. Ravens 9.5-point favorites. I'm going to lean Texans because these numbers are too high. CJ Stroud, and we might as well talk about the Packers and 49ers in the same breath. These games are both Saturday. Jordan Love and CJ Stroud don't know that they're supposed to struggle in their first playoff starts. That's how good they're doing. That's how confident they are. That's how their coaches have them right now. They don't know that these these teams are supposed to blow them out or give them fits in their first playoff start. So they're playing with house money right now, and they're playing a little more confident, a little more free and loose than, say, Dak Prescott was last week with all that pressure on his shoulders. And, Joe Flacco didn't really have a lot of pressure in that game because, he just came off the couch midseason. Whatever he was able to do was, better than they expected with the playoff run for the Browns. But I think that Ravens, to win this game, just have to play their style of football, but I think the Texans will still be able to move the ball on them. I don't think they'll shut them down in any capacity. So I do see points, and I do see the Texans scoring. So I would say they can keep it within a touchdown. And the Packers versus the 49ers, I would also say I like points in that game. If I see one of these favorites covering, I think it might be the 49ers. But the number of points in a playoff game still has me on the Packers. So both underdogs on Saturday. I would lean to the over in the Packers game, and I'm not sure about the total in the Texans game. I would also lean over, but playoff football tends to have a lot of unders, so that worries me a little bit. Bucks and Lions on Sunday. I think Baker is in a groove right now, and Jared Goff could have lost that game to the Rams. So with 6.5 points, I'd be on the side of the underdog as well. And I do like scoring in this game. So over 48 would be my lean. And Chiefs versus the Bills. Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen again. I got to go Josh Allen this time. Patrick Mahomes and team don't look like previous versions of the Chiefs, and they look very, very beatable. In fact, they have been very, very beatable this year. So in a situation where I have to pick between one of these two teams, I would go Bills, and I would go Bills money line and get rid of the spread. Not even worry about the points. So and maybe the under on this one, but I would definitely do Bills, Bucks over on the Bucks Lions game, and iffy about the total on the Chiefs Bills game. So a couple NFL thoughts. No graphics today, or minimal graphics. Got to get going. But thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow for some NFL bets for the divisional round. And we will talk to you tomorrow for another episode of Crash Against the Spread. Talk to you then. Bye.